I am Professor Winston. I will help you with your long division. My associate, Miss Catey, is going to take it away.
Hi guys, we're going to try and do a little division together in kind of a little different way. So your first problem is 9 divided by 243. So we need to remember we're taking our 9 and we're trying to fit it into the 243. So if we first look at our 2, we know that 9 is bigger than 2, so 9 is not going to fit in 2. So then we can go over and look at 24. So if we look at 24, we got to go into our 9 column and see how close can we get to 24 without going over. I see 27, that's too big, so I have to go back 1. 18 means I multiplied by 2. My 2 goes up top, so I think, okay, 2 times 9 equals 18. I need to subtract that. I know that 24 minus 18 is 6, and then I need to bring down our 3. You might remember our acronym for dividing. It is divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. It's a little hint. Some people do dad, mom, sister, brother. You can make any acronym up to help you remember. So then we got to start from the top. We take our 9. Now we are trying to make it fit into 63. So if we look in our 9 column, 63 fits right in. We multiplied by 7. Our 7 goes up top. 7 times 9 equals 63. We subtract, we get 0, we have no remainders. So 9 fits into 243 27 times. Okay, let's erase that and try our next one. Okay, I'm going to dry off our little board so we can write. Our next problem is 8 divided by 168. So, again, we have to think about our divide first. We're dividing 168 by 8. So if we look at our 8, well, we can't break 1 up into 8 different sections. 1 is too small. So we got to look at the 16. How many times does 8 go into 16? So if we look at our multiplication chart, we go to our 8 and we go down and we're trying to get as close as we can to 16. Oh, there it is. We multiplied by 2. Our 2 goes up top. 2 times 8 equals 16. Then we have to subtract. So we divided, we broke up our 16, we multiplied, now we are going to subtract. Well, that equals 0. Now we have to bring down. We bring down our 8. So now we have to look back at our multiplication chart. How many times does 8 go into 8? Once. So we put our 1 up top. 1 times 8 equals 8. And if we subtract, 0. So we know 8 goes into 168 21 times. Let's keep going. We'll get that one erased. We'll do 3 more together. Dry that off. Okay. Our next problem is is 8 divided by 376. So we're looking at our 8. We need to get it to fit into 376. 3 is smaller than 8, so I have to look at the 37. I want you to look in your 8 column. How close can you get to 37 without going over? We need a smaller number than 37, but as close as we can get. So, if you looked, you should have found a 4. 4 times 8 is 32. And then if we subtract that, we should get 5. Then we gotta bring down our 6. Now, I want you to look in your 8's column on your multiplication chart. How many times does 8 fit into 56? 8 should fit into 56 7 times. 7 times 8 is 56. 56 minus 56 is 0. Okay, let's continue. We got 2 problems left, and then I think you guys can try to do the last 5 on your own. So, our next problem is 800 divided by 648. So if we're looking at our 8, and then we look at our 6, we know 6 is too small, so we got to look at it as a pair. We got to look at 64. So take a minute, look in your multiplication chart, look in the 8's column. How close can you get to 64 without going over? So if you looked in your 8's column, you should have saw that 8 is as close as you can get. It is 8 times 8 is 64. And then we subtract. 64 minus 64 is 0. We divided, we multiplied, we subtracted. We got to bring down. So 8 goes into 8 how many times? We look on our multiplication chart, we should see 8 goes into 8 one time, because 8 times 1 equals 8. So we know 8 can go into 648 81 times. Okay, let's clean it off. We got one more. Here we go. Our last one I am going to do with you is 2 divided by 356. This one is a little different than the ones we have looked at before. If we look at the 2, then we look at the 3. Well, 3 is bigger than 2, so we can divide that. So how many times does 2 go into 3 without going over? So if we look in our multiplication chart, how many times does 2 go into 3 without going over? 2 times. So we multiplied by 1. So our 1 goes up top. 1 times 2 equals 2. So notice whatever number I'm trying to find inside of my multiplication chart is the number I write above. So if I'm looking at our double digit, I need to put it in the middle. If I'm looking at our hundredths place, I need to put it in the hundredths place. Now I gotta subtract. So 3 minus 2 is 1. So we have divided, multiplied, subtract. Now we have to bring down. So if we bring down our 5, Now we're trying to get 2 to fit into 15. If we look in our multiplication chart, how close can we get to 2 or to get to 15 looking in the 2's column without going over? Take a minute, check it out. Let's see what you get. Okay, so you should have saw that 7 gets you to 14. If we would have gone to 8, it would have been 16, would have been too high. So then we subtract. 15 minus 14 is 1. So our second step, we did the same thing. We divided, we multiplied, we subtracted, and now we bring down again. So now we're seeing how many times does 2 fit into 16. You're always looking at this number now. This is the number we want to see how many fit into it. 2 fits into 16 8 times. So 1 below the 7. 8 times 2 is 16. 0 remainders. So go ahead and do the next 5 problems using the same strategy. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or you're confused or if you want to go through them together online. Okay, good luck guys.